Joining us live now from Belfast is Dr. Saeb Shaath, who is an author and Middle East affairs expert. Dr. Shaath, thanks for joining us. What are your thoughts on this declaration of victory against Daesh?
It was a great geopolitical battle which we witnessed was going on in the Bukamal city in Syria bordering Iraq since the American Air Forces were involved directly in every aspect of support for Daesh apart from firing bullets. They were doing all the logistic support, all the air cover, everything for them except taking direct side with them with guns on the ground. And they did their best to blind electronically the Syrian army and to destroy its communication and the resistance along with it, and the Iranian Revolutionary Guards and Hezbollah who were defeating Daesh in there. The Americans did their best to secure any kind of a ground for Daesh, and they failed. The Russians came with assistance in their another counter communication system, which is at least built what we call firewalls to protect the Syrian and the resistant communication system, and they managed to continue. And these 2 weeks battle was a huge strategic importance since it liberated the last territory controlled by this group, which is Saudi Arabia, according to the Qatari Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Hamad, he said around 140, roughly $150 billion they invested in these terror groups to wage mayhem in Syria. So apart from the investment which your reports showed from the United States of America, the Obama's government, and Hillary Clinton before, and all of these admissions, they did their best. And now they who survived and who on the run today in the deserts of Syria or Iraq, they make them shave their beards and join the Kurdish forces or the Kurdish Democratic Forces in Syria, and they take part in that, which is these forces are supported and covered by the United States of America as well. So tomorrow, we don't know what the left, a few thousands left from them wandering in the deserts, when they will be saved by the United States of America. Of course, they're going to bring more recruits, and they're going to rebrand them under different names, as they did before with Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, when they brought it to Iraq, and then as well when they did with the Al-Nusra Front in Syria, when they started, what was United Nations listed it along with Daesh as a terrorist organization. They dropped the name from Jabhat al-Nusra. They call it Ansar al-Sham, Jaish al-Sham, Tahrir al-Sham, different names, and that's what they're going to try to do. This is a huge investment for the United States of America and Saudi Arabia and Israel, which has been defeated and lost. All their plans, which is they spent many years in organizing and recruiting people. These plots all destroyed with the will of the resistance axis in there, supported by Iran, supported by Hezbollah and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the Syrian army who fought, and the Iraqi army who fought to death in there, and they achieved unbelievable strategic victory in there. This will, of course, put a stop to the large project of the United States of America and its reactionary forces from defragmenting and destroying the Middle East and moving their chaos from a country to a country to loot it.
Dr. Shaath, what do you think happens next? Because, you know, as you pointed out, obviously there's a lot of players here, weren't they, on the side of Daesh, that is, those who supported it, the external forces that supported it, the ideology behind it as well, the financiers, they're all still there. So what's to say that this will not rise again somewhere else?
We are grateful, actually, that our Turkish brothers found out about the plans and the plots, which is actually they were involved in from the very beginning, and they still their fingers in parts of the game, and their fingers being burned because their country is being targeted. And these stooges who take part and execute the orders of their masters, the Yankees, these ones, like in Saudi Arabia, their country was part of the targets for the previous administration. They were planning to at least partition Saudi Arabia, according to Biden's, for so many parts, at least 3 parts. And they still involved because these guys, they cannot say no to their masters as long as they are alive, since they know their existence and their regime's existence depend on the guns of the American boats on the Gulf, and sustaining them and sustaining their regime and looting the country and spreading havoc in that country is guaranteed only by the United States of America. So the Saudis cannot do anything except to continue to be part of the projects, and the other Gulf states who are the protectorates of the United States of America, previously British, now they are Americans. So these guys are there designed from the very beginning as players along the function state Israel. All of them are function states in there to guarantee the hegemony of the United States of America and the looting of the area for the benefits of the Western imperialists. So they will try again and again. But we learned in the Arab world and in the Islamic world as well, these projects sometimes survive for a period of time, and then the resistance managed to destroy them. We'll take it from 1956 in Egypt with the what they call it the Baghdad Alliance, was Turkish and Saudi as well involved in it to destroy the Arab resistance, and is being defeated. The same thing, the Saudis targeted Yemen in the 60s, targeted the Egyptian army in there. That caused us the defeat of 1967, and they actually instructed the Jordanian along with the Americans to destroy the Palestinian revolution in Jordan in 1970, and they encouraged the invasion of Israel of 1982 to Lebanon, since the Palestinians at the time refused the peace initiatives of Saudi Arabia. Today, the Saudis keep going on and on and on because they wanted to bring the relationship which has been with Israel under the table for a long period of time, since the establishment of this Zionist entity, Israel relationship been going on with the Saudis. They want to bring it to the open today because they wanted to benefit from whatever imperialism and Zionism promised them from the protection they guarantee to them. This is why today they're trying to force all of these stooges in the Arab nation to call the resistance in Palestine, like Hamas or Hezbollah, terrorism, and to call Israel become as their own friends. So these little terror organization, which is trained by Israel and by United States of America and financed by Saudis, they're gonna appear somewhere else with different names and different tactics and different ideologies maybe, but we're going to see some of them again.
Okay, Dr. Shaath, we'll leave it there at that, but of course, as always, we appreciate you taking your time out to speak to us.